in listen-only mode.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Sales Bootcamp. My name is Dan Crutchfield, and I'm the sales manager at Outside Agents. Purpose for this webinar that we're working on for the next few weeks is to kind of refresh a few of you that have been in the business for a while with some good basic skills in sales, and for those of you that maybe have been in travel for a long time but just really having a hard time getting your guests to close that sale, these are going to be tools that are going to help you out a lot. So for the next 5 weeks, we're going to go through a couple of different things. Today, we're just going to cover the basic sales and marketing information, where your clients come from and how do you reach them. Following that, week 2, we're going to do building rapport and qualifying your guest. Probably the two most important factors in the process is making sure you're establishing relationships with your guest and qualifying them to make sure that you don't do too much work, but you do exactly what's necessary to get them on the product that they're looking for and giving them the best vacation experience. Week 3, how to make an effective presentation, or how to present yourself and the product that you're offering them in such a way that they will just be thrilled at all the work that you did without giving them too much information that they can go somewhere else and buy it. Week 4, handling objections with solutions. A real favorite of mine. Objections basically mean the person is thinking. They've got themselves there. They just have a few questions that if you solve those questions, give them a good solution, they're going to be ready to book. And then week 5, how to close a sale. Some of us are really timid about asking for that credit card, and this week we'll be teaching you how to get that money, how to close the sale, how to do it in a professional way that you don't feel like you're reaching into their pockets. So today, Sales 101, who is your guest? We have a couple different options and sources for getting guests and communicating with our potential guests. You'll hear me say guest a lot and client a lot. I really try to say guest more often. It's a little more personable. Your vendor is going to call them a guest, so why not keep it seamless? Once they come into your home, once they come into your place of business, they're a guest. A client kind of strikes me a little bit less personal, and so I try to stay away from that. So online, we're going to look at some different opportunities through either your own website, Facebook groups. You can go online through community websites, Chamber of Commerce websites, local and small business newspaper websites as well. So there's several online sources for you to consider. Over the phone. It's really, really important over the phone. It's real old school. Back in the day, that was about the only way you communicated unless you were in a brick and mortar office. And even a lot of those clients, I know I never met the majority of my clients. So making sure that you're really paying attention and staying focused when you're on the phone with your clients is really important. Third, in person. A favorite of mine, and I think the number one way to establish a relationship that will last forever. Some of your bigger clients, your group leaders, these are all going to be people you meet in person. So it's going to be really important for you to stay professional, look professional, be prepared at all times. We're going to cover some of those. Direct mail, tried and true. Been there, done that. We've all done it. How do you focus? Is there a shotgun approach that's effective? What kind of methods are the most effective way? What we recommend for direct mail? So online, sales and marketing online. I recommend using multiple web addresses. Now, I don't want to confuse you. I'm not talking about building multiple websites per se, but you can go to companies like GoDaddy.com and you can register multiple domain names in your name. So you can have them that they're yours. groupcruises.com. I'm just making this up as I go. So you have your ABC Travel, danstravelcompany.com, but you can go out there and register other domain names, and then that way when people are searching the web, if they hit your domain name, that it will redirect them back to your main website. So that's one thing you might want to look into. It's really not that hard. Any of the people that manage websites can explain that to you and help you out. Never under construction. Don't post a page that shows that it's isn't complete, that it's under construction. It looks very unprofessional, and chances are those who have clicked on a website or clicked on a page that says it's under construction won't return to that page. So you can have great ideas, and you can set up your website and make the assumption that if I put on there, this page is coming up soon, that my guest will look forward to coming back and checking out that site at a later time. Chances are they actually won't. Real pet peeve of mine also is checking links. Can't tell you how many times I get emails from people that their links and their signature don't work. They're not complete, they're not correct, they're not hyperlinked correctly. Even on your website, it could be from a vendor click-through that doesn't work any longer. The vendor could have changed it, could have been some kind of error. Email addresses in your website that aren't hyperlinked correctly. Check them often. I actually used to check mine every Monday morning and every Friday afternoon. Frequently update your website. Try to do something different on every page if possible. Maybe make a routine for yourself that you know certain things that you're going to go in and change. When you use Agent Studio or some of the other providers that are out there, they are doing updates to promotions on your page, but if you ever looked at the bottom of somebody's website and you've seen down there last updated date, it might be a year old. So some of the information may be out of date. So make sure you're keeping your website fresh. Use search optimizers. Again, this would be something that those who manage websites and understand will understand. I think they used to be called web crawlers and different things that you can do to help boost your website appearing higher up when it gets Googled or any other search engine. So search engine optimizers. There are a lot of them out there that are effective, and there are a real lot of them out there that are very ineffective. Ineffective? Yeah, that's it. So you need to be careful what you're looking at, and I know that I talked to Chad about it, and if you send him an email, he might can help you. There's something called paper clipping a page. So there are different ways out there to get your website with more views, more hits. Promote your own group space. Make all group promos space. So in other words, if you have Dan's family reunion and you booked me and my family on a family reunion, why not post on your website that you've got special rates on specific dates? Include my Dan's family reunion. Don't tell anybody that it's Dan's family reunion. You just get extra cabins for my group that you can promote to your other clientele. That way, if my group in particular falls below the necessary level for TCs, you can sell into your own group other clients and still possibly reach your TC goal. It's also a great way for people that are saying to you, hey, if you ever get any last-minute deals, be sure to put me on a list and call me. You could have it listed as hot deals or specials or last-minute specials. So just when you're getting ready to finalize a group, whether it's 60 days from the sailing date or whatever, and you have a couple of cabins left, it's a great way to unload those cabins to your guest, and you're a hero. Another way to make sure you're frequently updating your page, getting more views, is having your guest, with permission, send you photos from their previous trip. Maybe set up some kind of contest with the clientele so that when they send you your photos and travel stories, there's something in it for them. They will have their friends and family go to your website so that they can look at their vacation pictures that they posted on your website and their travel story as well. And hey, this is another way to make sure that your website's getting frequently updated. Phone sales. Doing sales and marketing over the phone. It's really important that each of you remember that whether you've got your business line forwarded to your cell phone or you're using your cell phone for your business, or some of you even your home phone, look into the possibility of getting multiple ringer tones some way or another that you can differentiate, because there's so many times when, for example, I could call one of you and you answer the phone number that you gave me with hello. That's just not professional. It's never hello. If you call me, I'm most of the time going to answer it with my business name. So, if your company is cruisespecialist.com, you should answer your phone every time, Cruise Specialist, this is Dan, how can I help you? Pretend you work for a company because it's your company, you do work for a company. Keep it professional. Always answer your phone. Hey, if it's your mom or your sister or somebody calling you up, they understand. I wouldn't worry about it. Ask every client about being a group leader. Can't tell you how many times people will tell me that they've booked people on a cruise and never suggested that they bring anybody along with them. Always suggest everybody that you book that there's a benefit in it for them if they bring other guests along. It may not be on this particular trip. Ask them where they work. Ask them if they're involved in any clubs or organizations. Plant those seeds in their heads where that while it might not be on this vacation they're booking with you, but it may be on a future vacation that someone that they work with or through a club or organization. I've had so many times when I ask people where they work and they say, why, what does that matter? And I'll tell them. So, well, it's possible that the company you work for has set aside a cruise club with my company and you could receive additional benefits. I might full well know that that's not the truth. However, that says to them, wait a minute, maybe I should call my HR, call my boss, maybe I should look into it, let them do the groundwork. They'll call you back and they'll say, I checked. My company does not have such a program with your company. And my answer back would be, then great. Who can I talk to so that I can set something up for them? Outbound calls. When you're really sitting around and you're saying, boy, I wish that phone would ring, outbound calls. You should call your past guests. Let them know about specials that you were just brought to your attention. Invite them to group leader events. Cruise nights used to be such a big deal. Great little party time for everybody to get together, whether you're able to get a vendor to come in and help you promote a group or promote a special sailing or promote a special event, a tour package or something unique that you'd like to let your clients know about. Plan a party. Plan an event. Call them up and personally invite each and every one of them to come. If it's a group leader event, each one of them, you teach them how to go out and find 8 other people and bring them in so that they can establish their own group and get the benefits of being a group leader. When you're doing phone sales, when you're on the phone, when you're calling people, it's really important that you sit up straight, and I recommend using a mirror. Why use a mirror? A lot of people say, I don't want to see myself. I know what I look like. What's the point? If you would use a mirror, and if when you're talking to someone over the phone, if you would treat that conversation as if that person was sitting across the desk from you, would you eat? Would you drink? Would you pet the dog? What difference would it make if you had a mirror and you were looking at yourself as if you were looking at your guest? Chances are you'll pay a little bit more attention. It's a proven fact in all the call centers I've worked in before that when you sit up straight instead of slouching, it changes your tone and changes the attitude of the conversation. The person on the other end can pick up on that. Again, on the phone, don't multitask and pay attention to what's going on. I'm really good at multitasking, but a lot of times the person you're talking to can tell you're not paying attention to them. Repeat what the person you're speaking to says frequently. So if I heard correctly, what you're asking me, Mrs. Smith, is such and such. When you repeat back to them, they know you're listening to them, and it'll make sure that you've not left any stone unturned. It makes it very clear. You won't have a chance to hang up that phone and go, oh, what did they say? I think I missed something. When you work from your home, I just really stress dressing for work every day. It is really easy to get in a mindset to, maybe you're not wearing your pajamas, but to throw on some really casual clothes and sit back in your slippers or barefoot and to scooch up to your desk in your extra bedroom. Hey, there's nothing wrong with working from your home, and you're as professional as the next guy. But if at the last minute somebody were to call you and say, well, could you meet me for lunch? Or how about going with me on a sales call? Or just who knows how many different opportunities you may have to step away and go out and do something. You might even run an errand for your family, just a normal household errand. And if you were running that errand and you ran into somebody and they said, me and my family, we were thinking about taking a vacation, you overheard that conversation, you said, ooh, let me give you my business card. I'm a travel agent. You hand them the business card and you're standing there in a pair of casual shorts and a t-shirt and I work from my home and here's my card. And can you kind of see that? If somebody was offering you that, let's say a doctor, turned around and said, oh, I'm sorry, you say you have a sore throat? I can help you with that. And they look like they just mowed their yard. Doesn't come across real good. Something else I want you to be aware of is leaving a clear message. A lot of times with outbound calls, you speak to an answering machine or voicemail. It is very difficult to even go back in and consider repeating a message that you didn't hear clearly the first time. I'll be honest with you, a lot of times when people leave me a message that I didn't hear it clearly the first time, I might play it back once, but if they weren't willing to leave me a clear message with the right amount of information, I'll generally delete it. If they want to talk to me, they'll call back. When you leave a message with somebody, try this little tip. Try writing down the message you're speaking. Yes, right now, while you're speaking, leaving the message. Hi, Mrs. Jones. I'm sorry I missed you today. I was calling to let you know that I found a really good offer on the vacation package that you were looking for. I have all the information. Please call me back. I'm available till 5 o'clock tonight. My number is 1-800-123-4567. Now see, that sounded pretty clear to me. I don't know if I could have written it that fast. Could Mrs. Jones have written it down that fast? That's what's really important. Leave a clear message and give them time to be able to write it down. Be energetic and enthusiastic on every call. I can't tell you how many times it's 5:30, 6 o'clock, whatever quitting time is, and phone starts ringing and you look at that phone and you go, ooh, should I get it or not? When you answer that phone, it should be as fresh as if it was your first call of the day. You should be as enthusiastic as possible and full of energy. Your enthusiasm and your energy are going to come across over that phone like electricity, and you're going to spur enthusiasm and energy out of the person that you're speaking to as well. You might just perk up their day, so it's something to really be attentive to. If you can't close the sale on a phone call, close for an appointment for a callback. Always close for something. I know some of you have heard that term, and we'll talk about it later, the always be closing. And it's really true. A lot of times people can't make a decision or are unwilling to make a decision on a particular call that you're on. You may make them a great offer, and they just really need to check a calendar or check with their partner just one last time. They just want to sleep on it, and you just really feel like you don't want to force the issue anymore. So make sure you close for an appointment. So ask them their permission to call them back at a specific time and day. Mrs. Jones, would it be okay with you if I call you back tomorrow at 3 o'clock and we'll settle this or take care of this business at that time? Always take detailed notes. I used to make sure that I made some kind of note in the customer's profile, wherever you keep that customer's information, and it may be just a little hieroglyphic note that you leave that maybe only you could read that reminds you that it was a callback or left message or gave rates or looked at a third option or something like that. But take detailed notes, but then always record some kind of note into the customer's profile. You'll know next time, next year I should say, when they go to book another vacation, you'll have a better idea of how much work you had to put into it. Called back, left message, called back, left message, called back, left message. How many times did you do that? Well, the next time that you deal with that same guest, you might have a little bit better angle at pushing them into a direction where you don't have to beat down a door and get to them. In person and face-to-face. There are a lot of things out there that we'd like to participate in, Chamber of Commerce events and trade shows. Someone's always trying to get you to set up a booth, and they'll charge you $100 or more sometimes. I mean, I've even done boat shows, for goodness sakes. And I'll be honest with you, while they're really good, bridal shows, all of those, they are really good. They're very effective. But be careful where you spend your money and which ones you use and which ones you do. What I recommend is attend as many of them as possible. Not necessarily sign up as a solicitor, but attend as many types of events as you can. Don't ever butt your way into a table while somebody else is trying to sell their product. Step back and pay attention. Is it just somebody that was there just to hand out flyers? Is it a salesman that's really busy trying to get a sale? Or is it possible that it's one of the managers or business owners for that company that's at that trade show? When you take a look at what they're doing and you take a look at what they're offering, consider in your mind how you can partner with them. Come up with a little bit of an idea in your head. You don't have to share that idea with them at the minute, but with that confidence that you know a way that you could partner with that business, when you see a moment between customers, you step in, introduce yourself, and politely and professionally tell them you don't want to take any of their time away from why they're at that trade show, but you would like to take an opportunity when they have a chance to sit down with them and you show them how you can partner with their company and help them as a travel agent. Cold calling businesses, car dealerships, hospitals. Hospitals do recruitment and retention programs with their nurses. Huge. Car dealers, we all seen that before. It's not old. It is ongoing. Churches, senior centers, and community centers, they all travel frequently. The senior adults and the different communities, area communities, country clubs, go to the golf pro. Anything that has any kind of membership involved, they're always doing membership drives, gymnasiums, dance studios. There are so many opportunities for you to set up Zumba classes and things like that. And you go to these people, and again, you're building relationships with them, and the point is you're trying to partner with them to help them establish a better recruitment retention program, increase their sales, increase their membership. That's what you're there to do, is to help them. Always dress professionally. You really want to look the part. Years ago, a Holland America salesman named Paul Shortle always told me you can always underdress and unimpress. You can't ever overdress and overimpress. So always dress as nicely as you would like to do business with somebody. Be professional and look sharp. Smokers, take precaution. A lot of people still smoke. I know you put in the breath mints and chew the gum and so forth, but just a reminder, just a general reminder. And I'll tell you something else. A lot of times, a little bit too much cologne or perfume can be a little off-putting as well. So kind of go easy on that and be careful as you present yourself. Keep it short and sweet. Keep it to the point. With W-I-F-T or W-I-I-F-T. That's what's in it for them. Sometimes it's with them, what's in it for me. So you'll see that come up frequently. So when you sit and you speak to somebody, or you have a minute to talk to somebody, or they open the door and let you in for a handshake, again, stress that you're there to be their partner. I'm not just here to sell you a vacation. I'm here to help your business move forward, increase your business. What can I do? What's in it for them? How can you help them increase their business? Maybe the first time you're just closing for an appointment to sit down when they have more time. Learn more about their business and then say, I'll tell you what, let me do some research and let me come back and see how we can partner together. Leave something with them. Leave something about your company. Maybe leave a flyer or brochure about one of the vendors that you're promoting. Always leave a business card. And always consider leaving a treat behind. I've had vendors leave something as simple as suckers, lollipop suckers, something simple and small. Pens. You can go to Office Depot, Office Max, places like that, and get a ballpoint pen, the inexpensive little big pens with your business name on them. Everybody's using pens all the time and losing them and picking them up and getting them tossed around. They're really inexpensive. Cupcakes, cookies, anything like that at all. If you have to get past a gatekeeper, somebody that is the person between you and the decision maker, something as small as a pack of cookies is a really good way to do that. Again, we talked about keeping notes. Make sure that you know who that gatekeeper is. Make sure that you know who you spoke to and what their position is. Find out if they're the decision maker. And then always use their name. Of course, use their professional name first, Mr. Crutchfield, until Mr. Crutchfield says, you know what, it's okay for you to call me Dan. I said it just a minute ago, that first visit really just needs to be a visit to an appointment. You know, if you're doing a cold call or you're meeting somebody at a chamber event or a trade show, you really just want to take a minute, let them know how you can partner with them, let them know what's in it for them, thank them very much for the time that you are going to set aside an appointment for, and make sure that you tell them, I'm going to make sure this appointment is going to be worth your time. Make an appointment with them and then come back and really hit them up with what you're going to do for them. Direct mail. You know, we've been seeing it for a long time. It kind of comes and kind of goes, and sometimes our mailbox is full of it and we don't pay attention to it, and sometimes we look forward to it. One of the key things for direct mail is making sure that it's to a target market. Make it to the point, to a target market. Make sure that when you're sending out something to maybe book a Cunard cruise, a special on Cunard, that you're not sending it to somebody that booked a hotel at Holiday Inn with you and maybe did a 3-day cruise 5 years ago in an inside cabin. If you're sending it to a zip code, if you're sending it to a community, or if you're sending it to a particular area, make sure that what you're sending matches who you're sending it to. Hand address it when at all possible. Put postage stamps on it instead of automatic postage. Statistics show that hand-addressed envelopes, hand-addressed postcards are read more intently or considered more seriously than those that are automated. Same thing with postage. Greeting, all occasion cards. You know, there's a method that I could go into in greater detail if we had more time, where you can set aside greeting cards, whether it's a holiday card, an anniversary card, a birthday card, welcome home cards, thank you for doing business with me cards. And what you do is, while you're talking to that guest, go ahead and start filling out the cards. They're asking you questions that you can tell them answers to with your eyes closed. What is there to do on this cruise? How am I going to occupy my time when I'm at Sandals? Can you tell me what to do about this, that, and the other thing? You can do that with your eyes closed. Why not open your eyes and be addressing them a birthday card? You have their birth date. You've captured that in their information. Set aside a little box, and in that little box have it dated May, June, July, August. If their birthday is in August, you write down their birthday card, hey, happy birthday, just want to drop you a line, Mrs. Jones, and hope you have a great day. Just keep it simple, no big deal. Address it, put the stamp on it while you're talking to her. Wow, that took all of about 60 seconds. And then you put that card in your August file. August comes along, mail all your August cards. There you go. Everybody had a birthday or an anniversary in August, got a greeting card from you. It could have been a return from the trip. Let me add something to that one. Have you ever sent a welcome home card to somebody that did not book with you? Oh, I'm not kidding you. So they booked with Costco. Ooh, we hate them, don't we? You think Costco sent them a welcome home card? I think not. But did they attempt to book with you? Do you know the ship and sailing date? Of course you do. When they're giving you the bad news that you didn't get the sale, I am telling you right now, nothing is more powerful than for you to say, I hope you enjoyed your vacation. Next time I look forward to helping you. They may not remember they booked it with Costco, but they'll remember you sent them a card. Be purpose-driven. Include a call to action. What's in it for them? There's that with them again. What's in it for me? Give them a reason to call you. It's dated. It's special for them. It has something that they had asked you for previously. It matches something in their profile. Just make sure there's always a call to action in it. Make it timely and make it specific. Of course, you don't want to send out something that's going to expire in a week. Don't you hate opening up something that's a coupon and the coupon expires tomorrow and you can't take advantage of it? Directive. Make sure on every card you're keeping it simple, that you let them know how, when, and where to reply. Vendors offer free postcards. All of our vendors offer marketing material for free. Free, free, free. I love free. There's a lot you can do and create on your own, and I'm all for that. But when you can go to any of our vendors' websites, log on as an agent, go through the agent portal, and order postcards, and some of them will pre-prepare your postcards, make them special just for you. You have to look into that. Each one of them is different. Co-oping postage is not something that's unheard of. It does have to be approved through our office, and it has to be for a specific event or a special event. But again, postage isn't cheap. I recommend you being cautious with how you spend your money. I'm all about being frugal, and if you need help with some kind of postage co-op, just simply let us know. But just remember, it has to be specific for an affinity group. It's not going to be just general broadcast. Passenger reservation form. Passenger reservation form is something we're going to go into detail with in future classes. This is also available to you on the website, on Outside Agents website. If I remember correctly, I posted a link to it. There is the section that's called groups, like groups from Florida, groups from the Northeast, groups from the Southeast. That section, groups. If you go in there, there's a group about forms. So you can click on that, and in that group about forms, you can open this up and print this out for yourself. We won't go over it in detail now, but this is your garden path. This is the golden ticket to keep your mind straight and actually to help you keep your customer, your guest, focused as well. And I'll show you all those details later. So in conclusion, connecting is important. It's vital. Qualifying, finding common ground, and establishing credibility. You guys are all the time saying, how can I make sure I'm credible to my potential guest? Making sure you have the right certifications. Qualifying your guest has to do with making sure that when you talk to them about being on Carnival, let them know about or on any cruise, let them know you're CLIA certified. If you're going to send them to Sandals, you have Sandals certifications, things of that nature. And then finding common ground as you're connecting with them, building that relationship. Go so far as to their kids are on a baseball team and your kids are too. Positioning yourself and the potential vendor so that the vendor, the company that you're going to provide for them, your client, everything matches together. Position yourself and the value that your company will provide for them by making sure that you understand what they're looking for and what they need and the direction you're going to put them in and what kind of ideas that you have that you think will be the best experience for them. Exploring. Discover and uncover all the needs and expectations. You can never ask too many questions. My dad used to say I ask too many questions, but in a professional world, you cannot ask too many questions. If you leave something uncovered and you don't ask all of the right questions or they don't answer your question, then that's just one area that's going to come back to bite you because you didn't have an answer that they needed. Presenting. Making sure your presentation each and every time is enthusiastic, professional, and clear and to the point. Don't use any type of professional terms. Don't use starboard and port, and don't use codes that the airlines use that we would know about. Just be very clear and be very enthusiastic when you're making your presentation. Sometimes you might want to stop during your presentation and ask for that small close, basically asking the guest, do they understand or do they have any questions about how far you've gotten. We're going to get into that one when we talk about your presentation. Negotiating, handling objections with solutions. Can't wait to get into that with you guys. That's a great key area to work on. Concluding, an exchange of appreciation. Their exchange of appreciation to you is show me the money. When they show you money, they appreciate you. If they don't show you money, there's something that you did or didn't do in the above 5 areas that you need to go over them again. There's a reason for that. So an exchange of appreciation from them is the money. A lot of times guests will come back and tell us, I don't know if I was very much appreciated because after they got my money, I never heard from them again. Keep that in mind. So our ultimate goal is what type of credit card will you be using, right? I mean, we want to get paid for our services. But as we see, there's much more to it. Remember, your client came to you to buy their next vacation. Actually, they wanted to give you their credit card before you ever asked for it. They knew they were going to spend the money. You know you're going to spend money when you walk into the grocery store, don't you? Of course you do. But building a lasting relationship with your guest will help you be more effective, more efficient, provide your guest with a better experience, and create more business for you through their referrals. Be more profitable by building lasting relationships. These relationships you build can be there for a lifetime, and then their referrals and so on and so forth. Can't lose. So that concludes our session today. Make sure you check in with me every Wednesday at 12 o'clock noon so that you can get further tips on closing the sale and selling more business. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Bye.